we are going to see the third and the last pattern of this chapter. This is again, you are going to like it inshallah, and it will be very helpful in your practice also. That is creator pattern. So as the name suggests you, the creator pattern tells us that in your code you are creating some of the objects. It is normal in object oriented design that you are creating your objects. Question is, object for the different classes will be created. Who will create those objects? This is the question, and the answer is creator pattern. It will tell you who will create those patterns. So for example, if you have in your program, you are making a program, and in your software or program you are creating an object of a chapter. Question is, who will create this object of a chapter? You know, there are different chapters in the book, so who will create the chapter of the book? Second example, you are we are discussing throughout this course the example of library loan. So in your library loan software system or system, you are creating an object of loan. So loan is an object of a class, and this loan, small loan on the left hand side, it is an object. Who will create this object of this class? One third example, you are using DB manager. This is the class, and you are creating an object of this class. Once again, the question is, who will instantiate an object of DB manager? Fourth example, you are in your software system, you want to create a checkout controller. Who will create this object? Okay, who will create the object of checkout controller? These are examples, 4 example question, and the simple answer is that your creator pattern will tell you, will answer all these questions. Who will create the object? We will understand this in terms of creator pattern. So what you should do, see these examples. Once again, on the left hand side there is object, this is picture A, and in this picture A we want to create an object B, and who will create? This is the question. What will be the class that will be creating or instantiating the objects of class B? Yani these objects, who will be creating this? This is the question. On the right hand side, this picture, it gives you the answer of this question. Yani the objects of your class B will be created by another class A. What will be the A? The A will be creator if A is an aggregate of B. Second, if A will be the creator if A contains B. Third, A will be the creator if A records B. Fourth, A will be the creator if A closely uses B, or A has the information to create B. So these are basically 5 different cases. If any of these cases exist, you will use class A to create the objects or instantiate the objects of class B. So let's see these examples one by one. Okay, these are written here. All the cases that I told you. If B is an aggregate of A, so B will be the creator. If B contain, here is the reverse. Reverse is written in this slide. One moment, please. Okay, so instead of saying here in this picture it says A is the creator, and in this picture A and B are written in reverse. Anyway, I hope you understand it, but I will describe it with the help of examples here. Okay, one by one. So our first example is aggregation example. You see here, I said that if A is an aggregate of B, then A will be the creator. So we are seeing the example for it. See here, we want to instantiate or create the object of a chapter. So who will create this? If you know that your book is an aggregation of chapters, right? See this figure number B. On the left hand side is figure A, and this is our question that we want to instantiate an object of a chapter. Chapter is a class. We want to create an object. So where should we create the object, or who should instantiate, or who should create the object of a chapter? What should be here? This is the question mark. So to answer this question, see that book is an aggregate of chapters. Chapter is a part of book. So who aggregates chapters? Book. So the answer, which is given by the creator pattern says that since book is aggregate of chapters, so you should create all the chapters, all the objects of the chapter inside your object of book. Right, guys? Second example. If B closely uses A's objects, then we will say that B will create the objects of A. See this example here. Once again, there are three pictures here. Picture A on the left hand side, picture B in the middle, and picture C on the right hand side. So we want to create an object of DB manager. Which class should create the objects of DB manager? This is the question here. Okay, answer is who uses DB manager? This is the question. Whichever class is using the DB manager, that class should create the object of DB manager. In our scenario that we saw before, in our examples in our previous chapters, we saw that checkout controller, for example, or checkout GUI controller is the object or is the class that is using DB manager. So this object should create DB manager here. Okay. So checkout controller will be basically creating the DB manager. That is our second example. If the class which is using another class, B is closely using A's object, so we should create A in B. Third example of creator pattern. Here, once again, we have three pictures. Left A, middle B, right side C. We have a class of loan, and who will create its object? Who will instantiate the object of class loan? This is the question. What should be this class? Answer is which class has the information about loan? Okay, if you see your relationship of the objects, your loan class is connected with document and with user, because user borrows document. So all the borrowing information is kept here in loan. Okay, what is the class that has all the information? This is the next case, has information example. So who has the information about loan? User? No, user does not have the information. We do not store the loan information in user. It is a separate class. Do we store the information of loan in document? No, document has all the information about document only. This is a separate class. There is only one class that has the information about loan. That is our checkout controller. Our checkout controller, it has information about loan. So this class, in this class, you will create all the objects of loan here. Okay. If we summarize the benefits of creator pattern, what are the benefits? Number one, low coupling, because as I explained to you in our previous lectures, what do we mean by coupling? So I'm not repeating it here just to save time. So low coupling, because the coupling is there already, and by using of creator pattern, we are reducing the coupling. And increase of reusability, uh, since we keep the original classes stupid. As I told you before, we do not write your software intelligence or your software logic in the objects. Objects should be dumb and stupid. All the logic of your code should go to a separate class, should go to one major class, one or more than one major classes that keep the logic of your program, logic of your software. That's why the original objects they keep stupid. Since they are stupid, they do not have your program logic. You can reuse them in other programs. Okay. So in all the related patterns, the coupling is low. The other related patterns, which are related to creator, we are not teaching you here, but those are related. When you are applying them, you can read them. We have, Alhamdulillah, given you 3 major examples in this chapter. When you will read others, you can easily now use all the other patterns. So other related patterns are low coupling, creational patterns, yani abstract factory or factory method, builder, prototype, singleton. This we have alhamdulillah already discussed. Composite pattern. These are the related patterns which are related to creator. Another question is when you should apply creator pattern. Simple answer here. This is very good slide. Many students will be thinking you should have this question in your mind, that when we should apply the creator pattern. So the answer is here, number 3 option. But there are 3 possible answers: 1, 2, 3. First, when you are writing use case scenarios, or you are in some next phases, you are going to modify it, then you should write your creator pattern in use case scenarios. This is first time that you can write creator pattern. If you do not write creator pattern here, you can also apply it when you are constructing the scenario table. First you write scenario cases, use case scenarios, then you write the scenario table, you extract the information and you put that into table. You can apply creator pattern at the time of constructing scenario table. If you do not do it here, the third case is that you can apply creator patterns when you are constructing the design sequence diagrams, or you are modifying it in some next stage. Then you can apply creator pattern in any of these 3 cases.